Ladies and gentlemen, apparently these guys are ruining the NBA. Let's see why.
This is Jalen Green, and this is Kevin Porter Jr. They are the backcourt of the Houston Rockets, and both of them are highlight hoopers.
Oh, man.
They combine to average 41 points per game and 9 assists. That's a lot of offense. Box plus minus is a neat advanced metric that determines how much contribution a player made to their team's offense and defense per 100 possessions compared to an average player on an average team.
Is that
Essentially,
Nasri?
it's a more in-depth
That
version
was
of the plus
Nasri.
minus stat, while also considering things like points, rebounds, and assists. If the number is positive, that means this player has contributed more than the average player. If it's negative, vice versa.
Damn.
BPM as a stat is something people use when they want to make a point. I'm about to make a point.
Uh-oh.
Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. combined have a BPM rating of negative 2.6.
Damn.
Tyrese Halliburton, starting point guard of the Indiana Pacers,
That's tough.
is averaging 20 points and 10 assists. He has a BPM of 7.3. If Tyrese Halliburton
Tyrese is him.
halved his offensive output,
I'm about to
on
say, sound like
paper,
why
he'd still
Tyrese is
have a
him.
better BPM than the Rockets' backcourt. The Jazz's rookie center Walker Kessler has a higher BPM. This man averages 7 points. But to play devil's advocate, BPM, like every advanced stat, doesn't take into account the bigger picture.
There you go.
Tyrese Halliburton isn't a fair comp because he's 7th in the league in BPM, so he's dwarfing most players. Advanced stats are bogus at times because Nicholas Claxton is having a hell of a season, and he's a good player, but he's not better than Jaylen Brown.
Thank you, bro. Like, let's be real. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. But appreciate it. I like the context so far.
I don't. The numbers are everything. What are we talking about? If basketball is what you guys say it is, when there's debates, luckily for us, we have the numbers. And the numbers show Nicholas Claxton is quite clearly a much higher rated player than Jaylen Brown should be based off the stats. Like, you have your opinions. We have our facts, bro.
All right, dog. This guy right here. I'm going to be honest. The only thing I'm confused about right now is, like, so why did he lead off with that point then if he knows, like, this is the flaw? But we'll see.
Now, he did say, I'm about to make a point with this stat. Now, to be fair, though, that shit can be bullshit sometimes. Like, tough.
Let's look at the tape.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started? There's no improvement.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they don't look too good. Man, can we just appreciate the Cavs for a second? I mean, compare this to this. This is how you rebuild with a young core. Not whatever the hell is going on in Houston. Houston is like an AAU team. There's no system, no team basketball, no ball movement, no good shot selection.
Huss.
I'm about to say, it is bag talk material.
But it's not his fault. This is exactly what the front office and ownership wanted. Sacrifice the team so that a couple of the young guys can just shoot whatever they want and hopefully develop. That is a horrible strategy for development. Don't get me wrong. Bad teams will exist. That's the nature of seeding. Someone's going to have the worst record. But you got rebuilding teams with a lot of inexperienced guys who are still getting the hang of things. Take the OKC Thunder, for example. That's a team that has a lot of young guys who haven't figured it out and are still learning. That's why they're getting clapped. They're letting the youngins go through the fire on D and let them flourish their offensive capabilities. This Houston Rockets team is not that. It's a free-for-all. There is no growth happening. Sure, some players will see a rise in their statistics individually, but it's at the detriment of the rest of the team and their own learning of NBA basketball. Jalen Green and Kevin Porter may look like their stats are rising, but it's just the stats. These guys are not playing NBA basketball, nor are they even attempting to learn it. Empty stats with no actual contribution to the team. It's selfish, and don't take my word for it. Listen to John Wall.
I'll just say this. I just learned my lesson when I called Trae Young and Devin Booker an empty stats guy. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was on that tip very heavy. Pause. Like before they both made it to at least the conference finals like the same year. I just want to give these guys time to develop. And as NBA fans, we know what time it is for the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to tank. It's very, very clear. So just using this season I just don't. I just feel like that's too harsh. But I will say, and he is about to get into the John Wall clip. I said this on the pod before. I think I've said it on this channel. A lot of NBA players do not like Jalen Green, or at least that's the sentiment I've been receiving. You know what I'm saying? Like they are on the same wave as this guy right here, who made the video of like Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. They are AAU babies. They are not trying to win. They are just here to ball. And they don't care about winning. They're just here for the stats, and they don't really know how to play the game the right way.
Yeah, I don't believe empty stats exist necessarily. I think there's results, and this is gonna sound corny. You're gonna say, well, that's empty stats, Sage. I think there's literally results of playing basketball the wrong way, but I don't think there's such thing as an empty stats. If you average 20 points per game, you have the capability of averaging 20 points, but you might cost your team some games, bro. And if that literally defines empty stats for you, go ahead, but I don't call it empty, because at the end of the day, you have shown the capability to do so, and that can even be positive towards your development. My issue with the Rockets in their with their whole team though is, yeah, it is Rucker Park, bro. I've been saying this all year long, maybe not on this channel, but definitely like casually in conversation or on streams. Yeah, it's just Rucker Park basketball. Now, bag talk, they certified. We need to bag review the Rockets as a unit. They doing good. But if we talking basketball though, they trolling, they having fun with it, but nah.
The thing is, Sengun has developed for the Rockets.
Oh, so he's nice.
Yeah, Sengun is nice. Kevin Porter Jr., I ain't gonna lie, after that initial hype that he had, Omar was talking about, yeah, he's the next James Harden. I was like, oh, maybe I see it. But after then, I'm not really high on him. Jalen Green is the one I really want to pay attention to. Because if he doesn't truly develop, now we got a problem. That's
a fact.
Who played in Houston for 2 seasons?
Like, I always talk to Jalen Green, Kevin Porter. The shit y'all getting away with over here, you go to any other teams, you be out the league. I wouldn't play. So I'm trying to explain that to them because they think it's sweet.
And that's coming from a 5-time All-Star who's been on a pretty bad rebuilding team himself. So if he has this to say, imagine what the rest of the league is thinking. Trust me, they know. Anthony Edwards will tell you firsthand how that team should be structured.
All praise to number 28. Sengun, he good, man. He good. Yeah.
Alper and Sengun, some flashes of brilliance.
Big
Something
Jokic.
about these
Or Lil
foreign
Jokic.
bigs, they just play the game fluidly and pass like a guard. If the Rockets utilize him more,
Jokic ain't something we
yeah,
never seen, ladies and gentlemen.
below.
Sengun.
Now it feels like he's being held back so KPJ and Green can chuck up contested 3 balls. Sengun is the only positive on this team currently. I say that because Jalen Green has immense talent.
Yeah, he still has a
It's
lot of
disservice
potential. That's
to
my
how
thing.
great the guy can be if you don't acknowledge that. He is a natural volume scorer. Players of that nature are gonna have high volatility. He could be the next Bradley Beal or the next Jerry Stackhouse. But if he truly wants to elevate his game, this kind of basketball at the professional level can't be tolerated. And in his second year, his feel for the game still hasn't taken the next step everyone expected. He still plays like he's in his rookie season or he's still on the G League Ignite. I mean, you watch him play right now, and then you watch him back in high school, you realize the guy just makes more shots.
the same
His feel
guy.
is still...
Andrew Wiggins head ass.
He just makes more shots.
Hey, is Jalen Green getting the Andrew Wiggins treatment? That's chat.
Oh,
Chat, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. I wish not.
And that's why I'm
just
hesitant.
saying.
And that's why I don't believe in empty stats, and I'm hesitant. The only thing with Wiggs, I was throwing that buzzword around because y'all called him Maple Jordan, damn it. And that was tough. But I think that's the wrong to do too. And we can learn from our mistakes. But at the end of the day, yo, Jalen, hey man, you gotta grow up. He young, so he might grow up, but it's immature basketball.
I ain't gonna
That's all
lie,
it is.
Sage.
It's immature.
You know what this is giving? It's giving Ben McLemore.
Oh Lord, that's a name.
Hey, Sage, remember when he came out?
Yo.
Remember when he came into the draft? I ain't gonna lie, man. The athleticism,
Man, the whole
you know what I'm saying?
hood.
He's the best scorer out of this draft. He's the most locked to be an all-star. Listen, man. I'm just saying, chat. The potential is there on both ends. On both ends of the spectrum. I don't want him to be a Ben McLemore or Andrew Wiggins, but I'm just saying. It looks like the argument is forming.
I want y'all to understand, for those that don't know who Ben McLemore is, Ben McLemore coming out of college, coming into the draft, I'm not even a big college guy, and I can tell you, it was like, oh my God, he could jump over a 6'6" motherfucker and shoot 40 from 3? Oh yeah, he gonna be him. You ask me why that shit didn't happen. I don't know. I hope that don't happen for Jalen, dog. Oh my God.
Nah, they said Ben was Ray Allen with hops for real.
Like, imagine prime Ray Allen just never loses the bounce. Like that's what they said he was gonna be, bro.
He cannot play off ball, which is absurd considering he's a long athlete.
Damn.
With verticality for days
Good catch,
and is a
boy.
reliable
Okay, Odell.
shooter. And like I said, there are teams who've given their keys to their young guys, and it's
What you know
panned
about
out.
Odell?
It's
Never
currently happening in Oklahoma City. By the looks of it, the Thunder will be heading back to the top of the West in a couple years. After a rebuild that had them set with picks from years none of us will even be alive to see. And that charge is being spearheaded by their franchise guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I've raved about SGA before, and I've been a fan of the Toronto native since he got traded to OKC. This is the kind of improvement a front office wants to see when they hand the keys to their main guy. You steadily see his numbers climb and his game becomes more all-around, until you get to the point where you have a juggernaut who's putting up 30 and 5 with 2 steals a game. I believe this is what Houston was aiming for with this current team they got. The problem is, this Rockets team doesn't have the talent or the knowledge that this Thunder team had. Since Daryl Morey's departure from the front office, they've been in shambles. Keeping vets like John Wall to not play him and getting essentially nothing in return for James Harden. And since the departure of Daryl Morey,
They went the
and James
2K
Harden,
route with
the
it.
picks they've made come into question now. I know hindsight is 2020, but was drafting someone like Jalen Green the wisest decision when Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes were available?
I ain't gonna lie, I would still say yes. I think the upside is still there. I was never that high on Scotty Barnes, to be honest with you. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Was never high on Scotty. Evan Mobley, you can argue, but again, if you're drafting for like a high scoring guard, I still think Jalen Green has I just think it's too soon. This video is too soon for me.
I'm the man that thinks Patrick Mahomes and Luka Doncic are the greatest to ever do it. I'm all quick to jump the gun, but Lord, and Patrick Mahomes, I'm not even trolling, but Lord, yes. Yeah, I agree. This one is a little too soon. This one is just a tad too soon because Jalen Green, I don't want to talk about his talent. The talent is obviously there. Like there's levels to where it's just like, all right, bro, something is mental or you're just in a system to fail. Because like even the catch bro made 2 minutes ago was crazy. Like the athleticism's there, the handle is there, the shot creation is there. Granted, the efficiency is a little suspect sometimes.
The bag,
but the creation is there.
Yeah,
I'm about to say the bag.
The bag is there.
But it's a lot of shit that he checks off. Is just he's not going about it the right way. John Wall is absolutely right in what he said, and John Wall had a lot of hit or misses in that interview that was referenced. But damn it, he was right about that, bro. Like they're just not going about their development in their play the right way. They're young, so I'm giving them time to grow out of that. But if 27-year-old Jalen Green is playing the same way, then yes, it's up. It's a dud. And at that point, yeah, this video could be dropped, and I would just not even disagree with a single word.
We see how Dave turned out. Green's scoring ceiling is limitless, but he's not the kind of cerebral guy you can just throw into the fire and expect him to make it out. You need to take the opposite approach with a guy like Jalen Green. Take Jordan Poole, for example. The Warriors built him from the ground up. Yes, he came into the league as a shifty score-first guard, but he wouldn't have balanced his game out and impacted the Warriors' championship run if they hadn't taken the slow approach with him. Jalen Green needs to be crafted slowly with veterans who will teach the basics of basketball to a guy who's been playing ISO ball since middle school.
Yeah, benching the vets is the most 2K shit I've ever seen.
No, he's a young guy with great gifts, but the factors around him will prevent him from ever being a high-caliber guard. He needs guidance from a veteran. Jalen Green needs someone to take him under their wing and show him how to be a professional, or he'll never adapt to this game.
I mean, they tried.
Jalen Green doesn't adapt his game.
Hey, Eric Gordon's there. I mean, Eric Gordon's a veteran. Y'all remember when Eric Gordon was a top 5 shooting guard in the league? Y'all don't know ball for him, man.
Hey, go cook. Hey, go cook and let EG come in there. Yo, I used to be you, bruh. I used to do this. Like you probably never be like James, bro, but like you can be a great EG. Like come on, man. But he gave up on him. You gotta get him out of there. I ain't gonna lie. Get new vets. Every vet in that locker room patting them up. I hate calling for coaching jobs, and Steven my guy, but damn it, they need a new face too. I'm not even blaming him. He is the scapegoat, but you need a new face. Just start that shit over. If you gonna do it, start that shit over.
Hey, you know what this team needs, Sage? Jay Crowder. That's what every team needs. No cap.
Oh, Lord. A Patrick Beverly?
Yeah. A real dog. A real dog. That's what they need.
Jesus Christ.
To his peers. Same thing with Kevin Porter Jr. Porter is fun to watch. Can't lie to you.
Seriously, you might as well trade
Feels
KPJ
like
too.
All he's had in the past 2 years is that one 50-point game and that one game winner he hit versus the Wizards. The difference between him and Green is the second overall pick. Kevin Porter is not, so he's not going to get the leniency that a guy like Jalen Green will get. That's why I think he really does need to change his game, because I don't think the way he's playing right now is going to get him anywhere. And I know the man's story, and I am rooting for him, but this is just the way it is. So let's hold out that the Rockets can get it right and start utilizing their young, inexperienced roster. I mean, they have 4 solid pieces to build around, so I wouldn't say the future is bleak, but drastic
How is
changes
Jabari
need to be
doing?
made. But don't worry, Houston,
He's cool.
you're not alone,
He's
because if you head east, the Hornets are doing the exact same thing.
Damn.
This team is like Showtime for 5 p.m. League Pass games.
Oh, yeah, the Hornets in this convo too. Yup, thank you.
I'm cool with the
Gotta
Hornets being
excuse
ass,
them.
man. I'm cool with the Hornets being ass. No cap. Hey, as a Celtics,
I don't like their culture.
Hey, as a
No.
Celtics fan, that's a free 3 wins every single year, man. No cap. No cap. Fuck that culture, man.
I'm about to say now, the Hornets, thank you. Granted, I forgot. I bring them up. I definitely brought them up on this channel then. They are in the same exact boat. They're just not as shit. No, put the Hornets in this convo too. Them motherfuckers, man. I don't even think they like basketball. Like with them, like the Rockets, they just play it the wrong way. The Hornets, sometimes I'm like, do y'all like playing basketball? And they just got rid of Plumlee, didn't they? So now it's like, oh shit. Now they really out there not giving a fuck. Because Plumlee actually, fun fact chat, not that shit no more. It's weird. I know, right? But like, he's not shit. So, I don't know.
Hey, Sage, this is going to be my most Mickey Mouse take ever.
Go ahead.
I feel like branding has has a factor when it comes to like how good a franchise is too, low key.
Why?
Change your logos, dog. It's the atmosphere. It's the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? The ambiance in the games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think psychologically that plays a factor. If they had better jerseys and they had a better, you know what I'm saying? Just a better atmosphere. I feel like that could be conducive of a franchise where players can develop. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, maybe that's just my Mickey Mouse take of the year. But change them jerseys and shit will change. I'm telling you right now.
Give them old school jerseys. That's what you need to do. Give them old school ass jerseys. Just put, like, they got a fucking Hornet with a honeycomb floor. Just go with hardwood. Just hardwood, blue, Hornets, ball up. Fuck no, bro. Tell them niggas chill out.
But no one thought they'd be bottom feeding with the Pistons. This team won 43 games last year. But they're a little different compared to Houston.
Buzz City on their shit. Now they trolling.
They can win games, but they're choosing not to just so they can obviously
Hawks in that combo too.
With Houston, you could put anyone in the AAU system and they're going to get torched regardless. But what Charlotte does have is exactly what Houston has, which is a highlight hooper. Specifically LaMelo Ball.
Damn.
LaMelo Ball isn't the kind of floor general ESPN or Bleacher Report make him out to be yet.
I'm about to say, whoa.
He a fast break merchant. I'll say it right now.
Right now, he makes too
He
many
a fast.
mistakes. He hasn't reached that advanced passer threshold for him to be considered a floor general. His 8.2 assists per game and 2.7 assists to turnover ratio aren't bad, but he's definitely not Magic Johnson. But this is the issue.
On the break, he is.
You can cherry pick exactly what you need. Will fit your
And then he
narrative.
said cherry
You
pick.
need
Oh, Lord.
LaMelo Ball as the next point guard, but not Tyrese Halliburton. And this social media hoopers trend trickles down to every level. Nowadays,
Hey, Mikey been in high school for 7 years now. Swear to God, now.
I didn't even know they had third graders ranked, but just look at
This is the clip I
What
was talking
the
about the other
hell?
video. This is the clip I was talking about the other video, Sage. Yo, you're too little. You're too little.
You're 3 feet. You're 3 feet, like actually 3 feet. What? What do you mean you're too little? The audience is too big. What? This is crazy.
Who wants to see a third grader's mixtape? And this all ties into a bigger point of how diluted the love of the game has become. I don't want to sound like an old head, but it needs to be said. People don't play basketball for the hell of it anymore. Back in the day, kids used to play ball because it was a fun thing to do with their friends. You used to play, and whoever was the best at it pursued the game at a higher level. I won't accuse anyone in particular because I don't want to question someone's love for the sport that they've worked on all their lives. These guys are professionals for a reason. But as a fan, it's clear that they just don't make them like they used to. Everything feels more.
Oh, nah, we lying if some of these dudes ain't here for the money. What?
Too many guys who all want to be the star. Everyone thinks they're the next Kobe or Steph, and that ideology is apparent when you watch young squads, which brings me full circle back to the Houston Rockets. I'll keep it brief because I've said everything I have to say. This is a very talented squad that could do a lot of great things if they realize the greatness is the collective, not the individual.
Yeah, I just feel like as a whole, this video is just too soon. Like, I see where he's coming from and where NBA players are coming from, but I think this is the fault in analytics, I would say, is like there's just concrete data as to what teams should do analytically speaking. So for the Rockets, like analytically speaking, it does not make sense for them to try it all this year. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are not gonna win a championship. There's no use for you guys being a 5-6 seed. So let's just tank and play ball this year. And once we get a generational player like Victor, or someone has like true generational potential like Victor, then we can start balling up. I still like what they're doing rather than being a purgatory team, just being like I don't know, like a 9-10, like the Trailblazers. I'll say right now, the Trailblazers. I would still rather be the Houston Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers, but in terms of developing, I just think this whole video was too soon, just way too soon. But I see where he's coming from, though.
Yeah, I see where he's coming from. I don't disagree with anything Biso said, really, but I will give a little bit of more leniency towards the players in this video, in the sense of it is alarming, and it's something that, like, I prefer you lose to. I'm not for tanking, damn it, but the Rockets might as well. Like, you are in that bitch. So I think that they need to take the steps towards Jalen Green playing the right way potentially, because you're essentially going to have to just skyrocket the dude into shape at some point. But and I don't think that's practical. What I will say, though, and where I agree with Souls, and I'm shocked you didn't bring up, is, like he said, it's year 2. The expectation for players to just be these savvy vet, superstar 22 to 30 point per game scores. I'm not gaslighting him specifically, but like that's a trend I've seen in the community as of late. Like, Anthony Edwards talks like he's 30. That's not normal. That's not normal. Tyrese Halliburton going from what he was, like, granted 2 seasons ago, to what he is now. That's not normal. Fucking SGA going from 24 to 30, literally. That's not normal. Those are exceptional players with exceptional bursts. And granted, I just named a lot, but at the end of the day, that shouldn't be an expectation for nobody. Let Jalen Green be Jalen Green. Let Jalen Green develop at the level and the pace that he needs to. I just think the Rockets need to gear him towards winning basketball. That's all I'm asking, because I'll admit, he is just trolling over there. And while you can lose, you ain't gotta be trolling, because like Sengun losing, Sengun looking like a bucket. So that's all I ask. But other than that, it still was a great vid. Yeah,
I do think like the Rockets at some point, and I'm pretty sure they know this, they do need to try to start winning games at some point. Like, if y'all are just tanking every year to stockpile on talent, then what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? But shout out to Stain Masters for the video. Link to his video will be in the description. If you want to watch another video on the channel, go ahead and check out this video right here, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.